What up? Room Podcast. Steve Domenico, the ambassador of the fighters. Brian Gerson.
Yeah.
Bob Seeger,
Ooh.
a.k.a. Bob Seeger. Young Bob
AKA
Seeger.
the Unabomber.
I called him the Unabomber before we went on.
Yeah,
we're going live
up,
on Instagram, just to let you know also if you want to go check behind the scenes what the room actually looks like. If you go to Instagram, you can actually see the whole room. And that camera is like sideways. I could see it from here. I gotta fix that. Brian, talk to the camera while I fix that.
Yeah, so interesting weekend and interesting week, I guess. But the weekend was fun. We had Cage Titans 46.
Yes, 46.
And
there we go.
a lot of crazy fights, a lot of fun finishes. I believe you're back now from the fixed camera, but
yes, it's awesome. It's not so.
Another interesting tidbit
crooked
about our promotion over there, Cage Titans, is we had another show coming up next week, which is no longer happening.
Big news.
Very big news.
Big news. Mike went on live today. Talk about that news that
explained a lot. Yeah.
Combat Night 3 has been canceled, postponed, canceled. It is not rescheduled for. There's no date. Early. All right, and that is a lot to do with Jay Perrin's fight falling through, and you have no headliner. I mean, you know what I mean. What are you gonna do? So Mike scrapped the card, and we're going into January for the next Cage Titans 47. 47. And speaking of Jay and Cupcakes, who will be calling in second, because Mike Polver is calling in first because he has to do family time. So. We're going to get him on sooner than later. So I hope Johnny Campbell understands. And to get back at Johnny Campbell...
Wait, did you ask him?
Did I ask who what?
Johnny, if he could go on later?
No, I just sent him a message. You're going on later. What am I going to do?
I mean, you didn't respond?
I don't know. I didn't even look. He's probably watching.
It's kind of weird.
Probably watching. Well, he was supposed to be on already, 9 o'clock. We're late. A little late today. Yeah,
we're supposed to go on time. Someone told me about that. I don't really know what it means.
We're supposed to go on at 8:45 today. So I got a shitload of stuff thrown into this podcast as far as edits. Brian has a question. Would you rather game he wants to play with Mike, and that's if Mike allows it to happen.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Mike's in a rush, so we might have to postpone this. I don't know. We'll see what Mike. Maybe down to 3 questions. We'll see what Mike goes with this.
I don't know.
You are the judge, jury, and executioner here.
You know, Brian, I'm a little guy. I can squeeze things in.
Brian's Mike is calling in 4 minutes. So to get back to the big weekend, Cage Titans 46, huge card, like you said. Knockout of the year on that card. Not to, I feel bad because Jacobo's like, our up and coming stuff, but you have to talk about that.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
He took it well. And
he did.
I don't think it diminishes him at all. I mean, I think it's a tough fight stylistically in general, just for him. So, I mean, props him for taking the fight, and props him for not really forcing any kind of grappling or any place where he could he wasn't trying to force the obvious route, which was try to get him in submission, try to get him on the ground, on his back, which we know is his weakness. He talks about it as his weakness. He went with what his game is, and which is striking. And when you go with that route, you're always there's always a higher chance of getting caught when you're standing than you are when you're on the ground.
Jacobo just wanted to beat the hell out of him, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing some cool things. He was really lighting him up in the clinch. Really lighting him up in the clinch. Hit him. I rewatched the fight. Looking great. I rewatched it, and there was a few exchanges that they were just hitting. He was hitting chest, hitting neck, and then he finally, right before that knockout, it was hitting him right in the nose, right in the face.
Boom.
Right in the face.
And Igdalia Medina, who is on checking in right now, Igdalia Franklin, she caught the best shot. She caught the connection right there.
No crap.
Table Titans.
No shite.
Table Titans. Mike was going through the card. We're not going to go through the whole card here. We're just going to talk to Mike and Campbell and talk a little bit about the card. But you guys extensively went through, card top to bottom.
I wasn't there.
You weren't there? You don't do any editing or nothing from? Did you?
No.
No. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm a degenerate. I guess.
Can't like send it across the cloud to him. No, Mike. So Mike takes care of everything at Table Titans, like all the technical.
It's really not that much. I guess.
It's a lot for me. I was at fucking lunch, 3 lunches in a row doing all this shit, man.
Oh, he's just doing screen grab.
Oh, I had a lot of garbage.
He's just doing screen grab, like internet screen grab, and then he's just clicking through the photos.
Oh, is
that he's not downloading every photo. It's just like a.
So he knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows.
It's a very simple.
So anyway, there's
so
so much
complicated. Then it would be like, okay, maybe he needs help. But
so you're not giving him any credit at all. Just turns on the computer.
It's credit for doing it, and knowing how to do these things, and then knowing aspect ratios and those kinds of things, which are important. But it's not like very super intensive.
Brian, as I'm looking at the camera right now, my camera sucks, and that's because the lighting up here is too bright, so it makes my camera seem cloudy. Yours is pretty damn clear. You look pretty good over there, Brian, I must say.
I mean, I always look pretty good.
I kind of look like shit, but you look good.
Except when I go to the gym.
I think I am twice your age. But, so, with that said. All right, so it is 9:05. Listen, Mike Pulvier, I'm going to call you on Messenger, see how that works, and see if it works or not. If it doesn't, I'll call you through the phone. You should have
also not given away that we're playing a game. Now he knows what's up. You should have just fucking sprung it on him.
You think he's actually listening?
I don't know. Who knows? I think he figures he's always listening some way, somehow.
Yeah, he's chiming in.
Like he has some I think he fucking bugged me.
Does he have 6 ears
he has like a mic bugged on me somewhere, some kind of wireless mic. Awesome. Listening into all my conversations.
Don't want that on there. So where's Mike Pulvier's picture here? There he is. Why is it so dark? I don't know. All right.
I'll give it a look. See.
Yeah, no, I think I screwed it up when I edited it today. I got so much shit in there.
But
see how dark it is?
Where is
It's on the top right. It might not have shown up yet because we're on a delay. Johnny Campbell is on. Look at we got. Wow, so many people are tuning in because they know Johnny's coming in. Listen, is it possible?
What's
halfway through, maybe we could get Jay Perrin on the other phone, back and forth.
No, because the two.
Yeah,
it's already impossible to talk to.
It's
already possible to talk to one person on the phone, and then you're gonna have 2 people talking to each other on the phone. That's insane.
Hey, Mike De Silva's on, and he's
Mike.
His ears must be ringing because he's.
Ridiculous.
His name is going to be mentioned in this podcast tonight.
That?
Mike De Silva.
Oh, it is, yeah.
He had a bullhorn at weigh-ins. It was fucking awesome. Did he have a bullhorn at the fights too?
Ridiculously drunk at the after party.
I have a little clip of that too, but we'll play.
Oh, that was not the after party, but.
Oh no! Well, I had you when you were starting getting there.
Yeah, so. No, I was. Well, I mean, I was drunk for a long while. My birthday was the day before that.
Look at Mike De Silva. All right, let me call Mike. I'm calling Pulvier on Messenger. See how that works out. I forgot. Ron. There it is right now. Shut that off.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking A.
I was wondering what that was.
What's up, Michael?
Wow. What's going on, guys?
I know you got family time tonight.
Hey, Mike.
Because you've been away from him for all weekend. What's going on, buddy? Interesting day. Interesting news. No beating around the bush. Buddy, Cage Combat Night 3 has been canceled.
Combat Night 3.
What?
Cage Titans Combat Night 3.
I'm sorry, Andy.
Whoa.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this was an event that we were really just trying to throw together for a couple instances. We wanted to try to put together one more combat night to end this year, and we were on the fence, and we couldn't get a venue with our Pins venue. We couldn't get a Saturday with Memorial Hall, so we really were up in the air if we were even going to do it. And then a couple weeks back, Jay Perrin, who was our main event for last weekend, had to pull out. It was kind of like, well, let's save this fight because it was such a great fight. You know what? That was the motivation to go through it November 15th, and try to do a Combat Night 3. Yesterday we got the phone call that he had to pull out again. So it just made no sense to kind of go for a subpar event. And we decided that 2019 was an amazing year. We ended it with a great event at Cage Titans 46 with a huge main event. That was probably the best way to end the year for us, a banner year. So we decided to move on and not hold that combat night card.
A lot of big fights and happenings on Cage Titans 46 to end that final card of the year, Mike. Thoughts on some of the fights and some of the knockout of the year they had in there. Thoughts of the card in general.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the card was amazing. It was everything it could live up to be. I had a little bit of everything for a little bit of everybody. You mentioned the knockout, Rob Fuller coming through with his first professional win. Obviously we look out for Jacobo but there's a winner and a loser every time you fight. So, not to take anything away from Jacobo, but Rob Fuller's a guy who fights anybody, anywhere, anytime. He's come to Cage Titans many of times. He's also a guy that people are like, well, he keeps losing. Why do you keep having him back? And I have him back simply because he's always got that puncher's chance of ending a fight at any moment. And he's always a guy on a night where someone else couldn't make it their way to the cage or even show up. He's a guy that when he gets booked, we know he's going to be there. We know he's going to be ready to throw down. So it was kind of nice to see him finally get that elusive first win. And then we had so many other great storylines kind of come to a head. Tyreem De Silva versus Brett Layton. Trying to get the redemption back for his brother. Lost to Tyreem earlier in the year. Last card. Tyreem was able to get the finish in same way he finished his brother, Brandon Layton. So, that was kind of a nice close. The Baldina versus Demora fight, and then of course the main event with Johnny Cupcakes and Bruno Diaz. No better way to end 2019 with a number of events.
Johnny on a big time roll. Great for him. Big card. Hey, Mike. As far as that main event, Bruno had some major support in that place, man. They were cheering for that dude, and I was like, holy cow! I thought like Johnny was the hometown guy. That crowd was crazy for Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno, he's a black belt professor at Junico. They got 2 locations in Hanover and Hyannis. So he's a very loved professor. He teaches a great kids class, all the adult classes. So we knew he was going to bring a big crowd because he's lived here in the States for, a bunch of years. I want to say 4, 5, 6 years. Don't quote me on exact, but he's lived here for a long time. So he's made some extended family up here in the States, and they've been dying to see him have the opportunity to compete. And they finally got it. So it was no surprise that he had a nice crowd for himself there.
Yeah, amazing card up from the bottom to top with, like you said, the amateurs and, up and coming pros. Mitch Raposo with his first knockout. Man, that was crazy. A crazy fight of his. He's fast as lightning and great for that kid. 3 finishes. The kid's on a tear, and he's fighting for Cage Titans.
Yeah, man, it's just like another one of those guys. It's really, I'm really blessed to have these guys that believe in the path that Cage Titans has, and they believe in the process of fighting often and staying active. I can't promise them they're going to win every time, but I can just promise them they're going to have an honest place to fight, and they're going to have an outlet. They know they're going to have events to fight on. We'll keep them busy. So it's nice to see now, guys like and Gilbride and Marty Navis and a lot of the other newer pros that are sticking with Cage Titans and they're staying loyal to us. So it's really nice to see them that they believe in us as a promotion, and we're gonna do our best to keep them fighting and help them out however we can.
Sean Lally, a lot of ups and downs in the last couple of days of that card. Made an announcement, I do believe yesterday, that is this set in stone, Mike? He's going to be fighting for the title in January, the January card?
Well, it's funny. I haven't even looked at social media. I put up a status a little while ago. Like, man, I just want a day off. Like, we've ran shows, 5 shows a year for the last 6, 7 years. This year we ran 7 events. We ran 5 shows in the last 5 months, including 2 grappling tournaments. So it's very tiring. And once we decided to kind of move on from this last card of the year, the Combat Night 3, I thought I'd have some time off. But, yeah, I guess Lally's posting. Johnny Cupcakes and Jay Perrin are posting today. So my phone hasn't stopped. I literally shut my phone off today because I said, all right, I have to just, take some time to relax. I turned it on because I promised you I'd come on the show, and I didn't want to stand you up and make you look bad. So I turned it on for the next 10 minutes, and then I'm shutting it back off.
Excellent. Well, as we were just talking about Lally, I put up a meme that was made about Keenan because there was rumors. Now, Keenan was in the building? Did he leave the building to go to McDonald's, or was that just a rumor?
All right, so I guess I never answered your question about Lally. Lally wanted to potentially fight on this card that we were going to have in 2 weeks, but after what happened this weekend. And then when he said to me on Monday, basically, you know what, Mike, I'd rather just wait till January. So that was kind of another reason why we decided it was probably best just not to put the 15th on. So moving from that, he will be fighting in January. I can't promise it's going to be a title. He just basically said he wants to get a nice fight and then possibly fight again for the title at 170. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyways, moving on from that, yeah, Keenan Raymond was in the building. Since he took the fight last minute, he wasn't able to weigh in because he wasn't able to make weigh-ins, so he was going to do a same-day weigh-in. Up at about 4 o'clock, weighed in at 172, said, hey, Mike, my girlfriend's in the car. We're going to grab some food real quick now that I'm weighed in. I said, yeah, you're not fighting until later in the night. Come on back. Little did I know he would never make it back.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I have heard from him. He's reached out. He said basically he got in a fight with his girlfriend. He stormed out of the car, left his phone in the car, and stormed away. He's reached out to me since because people have been bashing him on social media. You know what? It's kind of one of those scenarios where, the first time you have a story like that, you want to believe the guy. The second time, you're kind of like, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You can look at his Tapology. His career is riddled with these things. I've always given the benefit of the doubt because it's never happened to us at Cage Titans. I got to give him credit. When he said he'd show up, he's always shown up for me. So it's kind of one of those things. He finally did it to us, and I think that I'm the nicest guy and probably the last bridge he had that he's now burned.
Yeah, he will not be back at Cage Titans. It's funny. He liked one of my posts, or he sent something to me on Messenger on Sunday, and then that's when you had Table Titans, I said, well, Keenan he wasn't kidnapped because he did message me today, so he is somewhere. Yeah, he's around. Again, it's just sad because the kid has. I don't want to spend too much time on him, but the kid does have all the talents in the world. There's no denying that the kid is super talented. Anybody who's trained with him, and if you've seen some of his fights, he just obviously has some mental stuff that he has to work through, and maybe one day he'll find it. If not, I wish him the best either way. So, yeah, that's the chapter book closed on Keenan Raymond for Cage Titans. Yeah, good, bad chapter. Yeah. Brian, you got anything to ask the boss there?
How much time you got there, Mikey? How much time?
Yeah, my wife already just came down. She heard me down. I snuck in my basement, and I tried to jump on the phone without her hearing me, and she just caught me. She just said, "Oh, so much for your fucking phone off." And she went back upstairs.
There was an F-bomb thrown out there.
That doesn't sound like a lot of time.
All right, before you interrupt. No, I got to interrupt. Mike, the Jay Perrin, and, we're going to be talking to Johnny Campbell in like 10, 15 minutes. Big news with him. I don't want. You can't be spilling beans right now, but it's no secret them guys were going at it on social media today. I think Johnny kind of fired the first shot, and I really didn't see Jay's post. You know what I mean? I saw Johnny's, and then I didn't pay attention because I knew the fireworks were gonna be set, and people are sending me things on Messenger. I know Perrin is going through stuff. He had to pull out and stuff. Is this a fight that's could possibly happen in January? Is this something that Cage Titans would want to happen in January?
I mean, obviously Jay had some things that he's got to work through right now that he's working on. He had to pull out on the 2nd and postpone it to the 15th, and then he wasn't able to come, be healed up in time for the 15th. So, Jay Perrin's our champ. When he's ready to call his shot and say what's next, we're all ears, and we're willing to help him however he can progress his career, whatever his next move is. As for Johnny is Mr. Cage Titans. Just as much as I built Cage Titans, he's been there right along the way. He's fought on half of our events. He's main evented 25% of them. So when he wants to do something, I'm all ears, and I'm willing to help him however I can help him. But for the real question, the real answer, there's nothing right now in the works. Right now, Johnny wants that fight. Jay's been open to the rematch in the past. Jay specifically said when Johnny fought Dan, he looked at me when we were out in the crowd watching the fight and actually tapped me on the shoulder. He goes, "Looks like I'm rematching Johnny." And so he's been open to this. So I'm not going to say it's not in the works. There's no talk specifically about it, but it's definitely a fight that I'm always open to. And as you can tell, the fans love it. I mean, they're already eating it up. They're already jumping all over
See
it.
my post.
People are messaging me all day. Yeah, people are already messaging me all day about it, and it's just like, Dan, give me a day off.
Yeah, you did Jay
I
dirty
messaged
on
Jay,
that, dude.
and I said to Jay, I was like, dude, I thought I was getting a day off.
How'd I do dirty?
So
You fucking look at his face.
Yeah, but that's after a fight. Why not?
It's a poster.
It's how he looks after he fought.
That's
the same. That ain't doing him dirty at all.
That's doing him dirty.
Get out of here, dude.
You might not have known it.
That ain't doing him dirty. You think I thought about that when I took that picture?
No, I thought it's a mistake.
I think it's a belt on. It ain't no mistake.
I
like that picture. Because I had to blow. Listen, we're arguing.
That's what I'm telling you.
Because I had to blow up the picture to match Johnny's head.
You did it on purpose.
Would you want me to put Fabio up there? Is Fabio picture up?
No, I'm just
crazy
saying.
out of here. I done Dave.
You get Johnny a nice little fucking.
It's the same pose. It's the same face. Listen,
and then you get Jay's face all blown up.
And now listen. Look at the poster I used, the face I used Jay in the last posters too. It's the same face. I used the same fucking picture. It's him when he won the belt.
Yeah, but no one knows that because you can't see the belt in that picture.
No one other than you is saying I did Jay dirty in that fucking poster.
So, I mean, I don't know. We could take a poll. Mike, are you seeing this poster in question? You see the poster in question?
No, I'm not seeing the poster, but listen, I know exactly what Domenico's going through. I make posters all the time for Cage Titans, and people always have something to say. Why'd you use this picture? Why didn't you use that picture? You
used a picture that was literally
that team. Then
right after his fight.
If it's the picture I'm thinking about, if it's a picture with him wearing the Kylie O'Hearn shirt with his belt around his waist,
is that one?
I mean, it's a picture of him with the belt on, so I guess I can't.
No,
I don't know.
Literally you can't see his belt.
Yeah, because I had to blow it up the match, and I'm like, oh, it looks like he looks like shit.
And you're only looking at his blown up face. So it's literally
dude,
zoomed in.
It ain't like a fucking masterpiece. I made it when I was fucking pissing in the toilet. For God's sake.
The disrespect of making his poster when you're pissing in the toilet.
This isn't the first time I got shit for a poster. For fucking trying to be cool. And
this is why you don't make the Cage Titans posters, Domenico.
Fucking killing me.
I'm telling you, I get this crap all the time. People have had to message
Mike,
people.
you would never use that photo for a poster.
You know what I
thought? You
thought
would never use that photo.
You know what I thought he was gonna say? Why'd you put Jay versus Cupcakes? It's supposed to be the same other way around or something, isn't it? Like Cupcakes versus.
Jay has the.
Yeah, but he's not versing. Isn't Cupcakes versing Jay?
I don't know how that works, but
how's that work, Mike?
Yeah. Let us know.
I've had people call me out about that, Domenico. Supposedly the A side goes first, the B side goes second, but I don't follow that. I usually just go by how the name fits on the screen.
Yeah, you go.
Or way they look in. I never. There's no rhyme or reason when I put it on a poster. It's just however it lays.
Rob Pico goes, holy shit, move on. It's a damn headshot pic of a fight that may not happen.
Ambassador to radio.
Ambassador to radio. We should put this on.
Yeah,
fucking,
maybe Rob should be our producer.
We should put this on
Give us a little cues.
iTunes so no one can see that picture. Fucking Brian can't fucking throw me on there. Huh? All right, so Brian, the floor is yours, man. I don't know. It's all you with Mike.
I mean, it really depends on how much time you got, Mike. How much time you got?
You got like 4 minutes.
Ooh,
I'm folding laundry as I'm.
That's
laundry
3 questions, Brian, because he's got 30 seconds to answer each one, but he's probably just gonna.
That's not good.
All right, go ahead.
All right, Brian. Well, what do you want here?
I don't have my music or anything, but we're gonna play a little game I invented called "Would You Rather." All right.
Is this question
pretty
one?
pretty basic game.
I had nothing to do with this, Mike.
All right.
And yeah, you basically just gotta choose which would you rather do, and it's a right or wrong answer. Keep that in mind. And if you don't get, we'll do 3. If you don't get 2 out of 3 right, you're gonna have to do some like a little challenge for us. If you do get it right, you do get 2 out of 3, you get a prize. We'll put you on the wall. All right.
And
questions begin now. No.
Right. So question one.
Question 1.
All right. I gotta pull this up because I haven't seen these questions yet, Michael.
Would you rather? Oh, and we have a topic. I mean, a category for. I mean, like a.
Oh,
theme.
it's Mikey DeSilva in this one. Mikey DeSilva, you're in this question.
There's a theme to all these games. This is the 3rd one we've done. This theme is about canceling a show. You know, because you know the whole thing about canceling a show.
All right. Can I just stop you 1 second? Mike, he says I do Jay Perrin dirty.
We're making light of a bad situation
he
here.
He is making fun.
No, I'm not.
All right, go ahead.
I'm not making fun.
I'm just trying to, go ahead,
How
Michael.
dare you?
I had nothing to do with it.
Okay. Would you rather cancel a show or let Big Mikey DeSilva run an entire show?
Listen, I never want to cancel a show. I mean, at the end of the day, like, thanks, Steve, for sticking up for me. Like, listen, this isn't fun when you have people's lives and careers in their hands, and you got to make that unfortunate decision that you're not going to let them have a performance. So, yeah, that's is my answer.
All right. That was fun.
Maybe that could be one of those. That could be one of those.
That's one of those. Yeah, we're just.
That could be a too soon question.
Wait a minute.
For 10 years.
So
10 years we've done this.
Just trying to make a little fun game.
What was?
I get it.
Just trying to make a little fun game
so
out
what was
of it.
the answer?
I don't even know.
I mean,
we're moving on. We're moving on.
Oh, we go to the question 2?
No question 2.
Wait a minute.
We're good on that. Well, thanks for the time, Mike. You got any final thoughts for us? Anything you'd like to talk to us about? The year-end party, you know, how
all right, Mike, before we let you go, year-end party, because I need to know about this. What's going on?
So listen, man, I appreciate it. I don't mean to be not fun-spirited, but, today's a rough day for me, It's been 10 years since we've had to do this, and, it was a very difficult decision, so, a lot of people took it good, and a lot of people understood, but either way, yeah, man, this is 2019. We've had some great fights. We're going to definitely talk about it. We've had 7 events. I was starting to count how many fights we had. We had over like 80 fights. So we have a great end of the year. We did it last year. We've done it the last few years with knockouts, fight, submission, breakthrough fighter. So we're going to do all that again. And now that we only have that to look forward to the end of the year, we'll be getting all that information out in the next few weeks for the end of the year awards. And it's something that everybody really looks forward to the last few years. We're going to look to top it this year. I know Brian's already reached out about some video ideas that he has for it. So we're going to end the year on a positive and celebrate what a banner and momentous year this was in 2019.
Awesome. Can we do like a live podcast before the show and as people are walking in and nail them at the door? I'm talking about me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I would love to do like red carpet type thing
where
you have people taking photos and you can interview them.
Yes.
I think
with a
that's
mic
a great idea.
and a new suit.
Yeah.
I'm whipping out a new
There you
suit.
go.
I got a new suit, Mike. And
There you go.
Kin Moy has never seen this one, so.
Oh, so this is Style Me Domenico? Like
Yeah.
on your own?
Yeah, maybe I can stand with him and we could do an interview together and he could tell me how I did.
Yeah, I mean,
Ken
that'd
Moore.
be cool. Hey, you can go around and be like, what are you wearing? Actually, he could be a correspondent.
Yes, all right. Now let's not give out the beans. We'll have to talk about this at the in the back room and stuff like that. But these are good ideas flowing right now. Let's not spoil it.
Yeah.
So, Mike, all right, date on that again of end of the year awards.
End of the year party. Honestly, like, I'm hoping to do it sooner because one of the things we usually do it later in December, and then what happens is it ends up getting too close to our January card, which is going to be January 25th. So maybe we're going to try to get it for the beginning of December so that our fighters can relax, eat what they want to eat, have a drink if they want to have a drink. So I'm going to put the pressure on our staff probably starting next week to get these videos out and get the nominees out for these categories and get this going as soon as possible. So no date as of right now, but that's kind of where we're at.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it because it's probably the next time I'll be out at an event because
yeah,
usually
I think there's no more events for the rest of the year.
No, I mean there's like there's only a couple in the next couple of weeks, but nothing in.
Oh yeah, there's Combat Zone.
Yeah,
Combat
and there's
Zone going on.
And Neff is I think next week, and then Combat Zone is maybe the week after the. Like the 23rd.
NEF is this Saturday. NEF is this weekend.
Yeah. Now, wait, the UFC's on this Saturday too with in Russia,
The
correct?
beat.
I'll be
Calvin.
there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
That's gonna be fun.
So we got that. So there's a couple events, but December there's a pay-per-view. So maybe we'll try to coincide it with a pay-per-view on December 14th and have it that day where we can watch the pay-per-view and also have the awards party. Maybe we'll try that.
Brian's shaking his head, but that's something to discuss
we'll
as a group. All right, Mike. Last thing, you got anything else to say to him, Brian?
I truly apologize for that out of the line question.
Right,
that was so horrible of me. Can you ever forgive me?
Yeah,
can we ask Johnny Cupcakes the same question?
Absolutely not.
Jesus,
We will never speak of this again.
You worked
Domenico.
so hard on that.
We will never speak of this again.
You hit the wrong guy with
We will never speak of this again. We will never.
Thank you, Mike.
Speak of it again.
Yeah, listen. Did I just kill a segment?
Maybe. We don't know. We might have to take it into surgery. It's dying on us real bad.
We're tweaking this shit.
It's on the operation table.
All right, Mike.
It's a good time. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
Have a good night.
I always appreciate your support. And, man, 2019 was amazing. I can't wait for 2020.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Thanks for the
have
time.
Fun with Cupcakes. I'm sure he'll get some sprinkles.
I'm going to have him calling in about 5 minutes. I want to talk to Brian and talk him off the cliff. All right.
All right, have fun, guys.
All right, later. So, Brian.
Man.
What happened there?
Well, I mean,
tell me what went wrong.
No, I think
it's just a little too touchy right now.
I don't know. I mean, he clearly was not receptive to it.
No, it wasn't. Like
clearly not receptive to it.
Was that? It wasn't even like a hard question right away. That was the mild question.
The easiest question.
That was the mild question.
That was legitimately.
Do you people want to see like the second question? No.
No. You delete those fucking images right now, or I will never be on this program ever again. I will start my own radio program called The Anti-Room, and I will just be putting out my own Steve Domenico propaganda. That will be the entire show. It will just be propaganda about you.
Oh my god!
It won't be about anything about MMA at all.
Oh my god! I should have put it on a fucking like a
slideshow.
Yeah, slideshow. All
No.
questions. All right, man.
No.
I'm sorry. All right, let me get Mike's text shit out. All right, Brian.
Yes.
I did show the Fuller knockout. I did steal that off. Rob Fuller's page.
Rob Fuller. I mean, that was. Jesus.
He's living. He's soaking that up. Let me tell you. He's soaking that up.
I would too. That's a great moment. That's a great moment for anybody.
Yeah, it is. I mean, or what, I don't know about Flow Combat and how when they release just that clip, but is that like all over the place right now, or what's going on with that?
I don't know how they do. If I owned that footage, I would have put that on social media as soon as it happened. That would have been bim bam boom right out.
I have to say, a very special.
What you got there?
Thank you. Well, we did pick up a couple of sponsors
did we?
that we're kind of helping each other out. Yeah. They made me a shirt hooked up with a T-shirt manufacturer, and they do other things like mugs and all that other stuff out of Baltimore.
What is this company called?
Well, I'm gonna let you right now. I'm gonna get everything ready.
Yeah, I'm setting you up.
Yeah, because I have to get the shirt. I have that logo.
Which is
Smith Anchor Printing.
Smith Anchor Printing.
Yes, it is
located in
Baltimore.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes, it is.
Baltimore.
They are
Baltimore.
They are friends with Walt Anderson, who
Walt,
who does the 24/7 Ink magazine, who is another sponsor, along with Azara magazine, which is a fashion music magazine. Online magazines.
Online.
So he's hooking me up, and he's getting people that we can co-support and build each other and connect with people.
Hit me
around.
again
But
with that.
the T-shirt,
that sponsor.
the T-shirt,
Smith
Smith
and
Anchor. You're gonna follow him on. I'm gonna tag him in this after it comes down and all that, and we're gonna be working together. They made me this shirt. They sent me this shirt, which is awesome.
So where can we go to get any of this merch?
We're talking about it right now. We're coming up with what we want in as far as stock. What we want, like, do we want tank tops? Hoodies? So right now we're in that. We're talking about that, what we want. And then they'll be available. I don't know how I'm going to do this. If Walt's going to handle that. If there's going to be something put on my WordPress page or a link. Or I just say, hey, I'm making shirts. Give me an account, pay me by PayPal. I don't know how that's going to work. But it's not only for me. Working with them, hopefully I can get them hooked up with other fighters that need shirts made, merchandise with their names on them, because you know how fighters are really, putting themselves out there. Don Shainis had foam fingers, for God's sakes, his last fight.
He did.
So merchandise, T-shirts is very important. So Smith Anchor Printing, they are my newest, biggest sponsor, because this can help out fighters in New England get shirts made, especially if I'm connected with them, and we can figure it out.
So did Smith and Anchor Printing? Can we go anywhere to get like their shirts they've already made? Is there a place for that?
They have their own merchandise.
Yeah, so can we
you have to go online.
People know.
You have to go. Well, I don't know all the details yet. This is the first show. Listen, it took me 2 hours to get their goddamn logo on the fucking screen. No, next week we'll have everything planned out. We will have if you order my shirt, you get a discount, probably stuff like that. We'll have that all up there. We're gonna push my shirts first. All right, Mofo.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And then we can get up. Well, no, you can buy their shit too. They got.
I've been shocked.
No, you haven't. Maybe I'll put your face on the back.
That would be
all right. Robert Smith. Mike DeSilva says he wants a shirt. All right, people. We're gonna get it working. I would say in the next couple of weeks we're gonna work out the details,
the dates,
and I'll make a post about the shirts, and then I'll let you know everything. But Robert Smith, he sends us on Facebook. Go to Facebook. Go to Smith Anchor Printing on Facebook. They are also on, I think, Instagram, unless it's under Robert Smith. But I think it's Smith Anchor. Someone's messaging me right now. He's in Florida. They are in Florida.
They're based out of Florida.
No, I think he grew up with Walt in Baltimore. I could be wrong, though. Okay. They're in Florida. They're in the warm weather. It means they can make shirts year-round.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because they make shirts outside.
They can make them in their backyard.
Well, they make them outside. Yeah. I don't know if you know that about shirt making. It has to be made outside.
Oh, really?
If it's made inside, it's a sweatshirt.
In a sweatshop.
Yes.
It's pretty good logic there, Brian.
Exactly.
Rob today was asking me, do you want... he's already thinking of what he needs in stock. Oh, tank tops and stuff. I should have put that...
Underwear with our faces on it. Probably
in
my
the crotch
face.
Spot? On each ball is one of our faces?
Yeah, that. Or front and back. You can buy one that has me on the crotch and you on the ass. Or then you on the crotch or me in the ass.
Jesus Christ, we're coming up with ideas right on the fly.
Yeah, we got it.
Robert, you taking this all down.
Condoms.
Write this down.
Condoms.
Robert,
need
here's what I would
condoms.
really love. A winter like beanie hat with the logo on it.
A
or
beanie
something
would be
like
nice.
that.
But I'm telling you, a
Yes,
beanie
Rob.
for your fucking man down there, for your fucking gorilla.
Who's gonna see? Well, yeah.
A fucking beanie
Whip
for your
that
gorilla down there.
Fucking the ambassador.
The
on your
downstairs
balls,
gorilla.
baby.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Get a little condom action
All right.
going.
So
Just get us a condom sponsor.
we're gonna just talk about them this week, because they are my biggest. That's all we have really time for, and they were the first people that I connected with, and they were the biggest ones that are going to help. We're going to talk about the other two sponsors as we go. They are on the screen right now. 24/7 Inc. been behind me since I started
Day one.
with the podcast. Azara is part of. They're owned by the same people, just a different magazine, online magazine.
Different network.
Yes, exactly. So I'm connected with both. So hopefully, down the line, bigger and better things with them. I'm going to get tattooed down the line by hopefully somebody that Walt connects me with. We'll go live with that.
Cool.
Maybe we'll have a contest online. Someone can design the tattoo, and that's the one that'll go on me.
We should do a
no
challenge.
Penises. We're going to do that.
If you get it wrong, you have to get
I am not putting shit
okay,
on me.
it will
No.
have to be in good taste. A tattoo of someone's not my choice, but it has to be in good taste.
What does that mean?
So
if
it
I
can't
do a
be
challenge-
anything lewd.
Why don't we
or
Why don't we
anything
do this?
stupid.
So we can support a great artist out there, make a great tattoo, and the best one is gonna go on me.
And then if you lose the challenge,
What's the-
then they get it. Then the artist gets to choose what they want to make.
So I will be wearing this
How's
shirt
that?
tomorrow. The Smith.
Do you like that
Smith.
idea?
So, like I said, we are gonna connect. Oh, look, they got their. Can you see that? No. They got their logo right on the little back right there of it, which I like. That's nice. I'm gonna wear that to the gym tomorrow. Show off all that stuff. So with that said, thank you, Smith Anchor Printing. We'll be doing a lot of business together, and people will be wearing. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know what we're gonna do as far as logo and stuff like that.
We shall see.
You want to keep it just like that? I don't know. We can make a room podcast. The ideas are endless. If you got a T-shirt manufacturer, you could put anything on there. Anything on there. So, with that said, we got to get cupcakes on here. So I'm going to tell Cupcakes we're calling them now, because we don't have time for anything other than cupcakes right now. Brian, you want to talk a little bit?
Oh, geez, sorry. Yeah, we'll have Jonathan on. Big win, Keyshawn's 46.
Do you think, Johnny's going to stay active. Of course, he's definitely going to fight in January no matter what. Do you like that? Perrin versus, Campbell versus Perrin 2 kind of thing? Or would you rather them fight other people because they are kind of our... there's two big fighters here that can blast off and just beat up other people.
I think I don't know. I don't give a shit what they fucking think of it, to be honest with you. I don't really like the fight, to be honest with you.
You don't?
I don't.
Well,
They already fought once. I think that there are fights that make more sense for both of them. Maybe down the line, towards the... maybe towards April, the April card or something. That might be a good option for it, but I think right now I don't really think that.
Well, let me say
I don't
something.
really think
If Johnny fights in January and he kicks the shit out of someone, he won't be around.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. My point is that there are other fights to be made that don't have two fucking top sharks eating each other. That will be. That could propel them to a spot where they're looking to be.
How about
if it really needs to be that, then so be it. But I don't think it's that way.
Okay, I don't love the fight. I love that Johnny wants to fight.
Yeah, of course. I think it's a high level fight. It's a great fight.
Same reason as you. I want them to fight other people. I mean, Johnny just fought some big name in New England. He fought 4 big names in New England. Bring a victim out of here. A great fight for him, and see what happens down the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hate it if it happens in January. I am not going to hate it.
I'm not hating on that at all. No.
I'm not hating it.
I don't
all right, let me call Johnny now. Oh, one more thing. I want to Smith Anchor Printing. I want to give you their phone number. It's 904-245. Can I read that? Jesus, criminals! I'm old. All right, so it's 904-245-9317.
Don't read his name out loud on the radio.
Oh, so why?
Because now it's online forever.
Oh, so what?
What
Jacksonville, Florida.
Please don't ever...
Smith Anchor Printing at gmail.com.
Oh, my bad.
What the hell? Yeah, what are you saying?
I thought you were reading out Johnny's phone number.
What are you out of your fucking mind?
I don't know. I'm sorry. That's what not listening gets you.
All right. Well, no, you're all right.
I wasn't listening to you.
I'm calling Johnny right now.
Fucking misinterpreted.
So, you can start off the show with start off the conversation with Johnny, because I got to get his picture up and shit.
Okay.
Here's Johnny. He's been waiting a while. I feel bad. Hello.
Who's this? Who is this?
What is up?
Who is this? Excuse me?
It's Cupcakes.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding. What's up, dude?
Not much. What is up?
Just chilling. Just chilling, you know.
Just chilling.
How you feeling? Whoa. That's a heavy feedback we got there.
It's not me.
I don't know what that was.
Excitement
But
of the room.
hopefully that'll go away.
Wow, Johnny, wait a minute. Johnny's demeanor is so calm right now.
How can you be so calm after
Well,
almost taking someone's head off? Almost 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
Yeah, that and just the activity today too. I still want to get to that. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Ask him a question. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
You want to get into that right now?
Well, yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's been a buzz going. You know, a buzz online. That is to say, what do you have to say for that, Jonathan?
I mean, I'm just living my life, having fun, and just trying to be the best entertainer that I can possibly be. So I'm just kind of going with what the universe gives me, and I feel like Jay Perrin was just giving me absolute gold over the last couple of weeks. So I figured I would just go ahead and put up a post, kind of outlining what I've been doing over the past year, and then, you know, kind of detail my disappointment in the champion of Cage Titans that he, you know, is. And he seemed to take pretty serious offense to that. So I'm more than excited to offend somebody like Jay Perrin.
Awesome.
So what do you think about his comments towards you?
I don't know. I really didn't even read his entire post. I just feel like, I mean, I was cordial to him in Vegas, and I feel like one of the reasons I was so is because we're both martial artists. We were out there, as far as I was concerned, for Team Cage Titans. With, you know, I was with Pete. You know, he was doing his things, and then Jay was fighting. So, I mean, it was more like Team New England out there. So, yeah, I was pulling for him. I wanted him to win. And, yeah, I was nice to him. And, you know, we might have smoked some marijuana or something and hung out a little bit. So, but that's just who I am. I'm not an asshole. So I was just being friendly with him. But, I mean, this is the fight game. So, with what he has kind of created with this most recent pulling out of his championship fights, I just wanted to take an opportunity to, you know, remind him that I am the most active fighter in New England, and I want belts and I want the UFC as badly, if not more than him. And I think that he wants other things. I think he wants to be like some, you know, anime superstar who paints his face and, you know, pretends to be a clown and then is like cool or whatever. But that's not what I'm into. I'm into busting faces, cashing checks, and, you know, creating a legacy that is everlasting in this area and, you know, throughout maybe the fight world. So, and, you know, and if we face off in January, that would be fantastic. I think he's a perfect opponent for me to display my game and what I've, you know, been doing on. But if we don't, then that's cool too. I'm not just a fighter. I'm an entertainer. So
I want there to be a buzz around my career all the time. And I just felt like this was an opportunity to kind of continue the energy that I earned this weekend forward. And Jay Perrin just happened to get caught up into it. I don't want to take it too personally. It's really just business. But at the same time, I'm not going to relent. If we fight, then it's going to be 11 weeks of me just poking fun at the fact that he is a clown.
Well, if we go back to the run before you guys fought, as far as the training camps leading up to that first fight, that's when the New England meme generation blew up with the memes that were coming out of that fight, and just the dialogue going back and forth between you and Jay in interviews and on this podcast and just on social media was crazy, which made that fight crazy. So the same thing will happen with this fight 10 times what that other fight was like. So
I think so too.
What do you I don't know if you were listening before, but what do you think about my somewhat honest opinion? I don't necessarily think this is a great fight for either of you at this moment. For January. What do you think? What do you think about that? Would you necessarily agree? I think that there's other options for both of you out there that maybe if it lines up, then April would seem like a good thing. It pushes to the top guys in New England right in prime contendership to go back on the contender, put someone back on the contender. I mean, for Cage Titans. So, what do you think about that? I mean, yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. I think that I just would like to be in the cage in January against a high-level opponent, and Jay is an option. So with what happened in his announcement today and Cage Titans being canceled, I was just kind of on fire a little bit. So I jumped at the opportunity to kind of call him out. But no, I mean, I absolutely would be open to other fights. Other promotions potentially as well. So reality fighting, we've spoke about maybe a title fight for them in I think early January. So there's a possibility that I might not even be fighting in the Northeast, hopefully by late January 2020. But if I were to be, I'd love to be able to do it for Cage Titans and against the highest caliber opponent possible. That's what the game plan is, as we've probably talked before with both. I have with both you guys about this. It is just about knocking off the best and brightest, so that at the end of the day, I'm just standing on top of a mound of bodies, and the UFC will be there giving me a piece of paper to sign, and I can't wait for that day.
Excellent. Well, you're producing in there, brother, and. When talking to Mike after your last win, and I think at UFC Boston, a lot of fighters will go, Don Shanis, Mike, what do I need to what do you think I need to get my name, to Shelby and all this? And Mike just says, keep winning fights, and you just keep winning fights. How many? I mean,
I'm be in the background conversations. Jeez, just keep going.
I'm so freaking defensive.
Just keep going.
I'm fucking die.
I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was going to ask him. Oh, how many? All right,
How many more fights do you think?
How many fights do you think it's going to take you to get to that contender series, or even a contract or a late notice fight?
Yeah. What do you envision?
Or do you think you're already come next fight, they might scoop you up? You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if Sean Shelby and Dana White were to click on the last Cage Titans and watch Non-Flow Combat, I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't be interested in signing me right off the bat. 3 wins in a row, 3 finishes, and then who I beat, and then to be just doing what I did against Bruno. I mean, it was a great fight back and forth, but I mean, watching that fight back, I mean, I beat the brakes off of Bruno Diaz, who's a man that nobody wanted to fight at 135 pounds, who was a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, active boxer, kickboxer, and Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Hadn't fought in MMA in 3 or 2 years, but he's been actively competing. So And I mean, I just whooped that man and looked damn good doing it. So
Damn
I
good.
really think I'm in a position where I could probably be scooped up right away. But that's just not just sit and wait. I mean, I've heard horror stories of MMA fighters who think that they deserve it and they sit on the sidelines and they wait, and then their career ends shortly after that because they never get the call. So, although I believe that I am in a position where I maybe deserve it or where I think that they should probably be looking at me, I'm just going to keep banging down the door until they let me in. So, if it's 10 fights that I have to finish, then so be it. And if it's one more, then that would be great too.
Well, as far as finishing fights, that's all you've been doing this year, Johnny. As far as this fight, is this the the cherry on the top for the year? Is this your favorite? Is this the finish that you needed to keep the ball rolling?
Yeah, most definitely. It's just on to the next one now. I feel like a drug addict, for God's sakes. It's like this high just like wasn't quite as enough. I thought, oh man, beating a black belt, nobody wants to fight him. He's got 30 fights. He's fought in Russia. I thought that would have some kind of special place or what have you, but it really just made me want to beat somebody better. Then I beat him, I got out of the cage, and it was like he wasn't good enough. That wasn't enough. That wasn't enough of a challenge. And I want to be challenged. I just don't think that was enough. So I honestly, with the adjustments that I've made and the changes that I've made, I really don't think that Jay Perrin is going to challenge me. I really don't. Nobody's made it past the second round lately, and I really don't foresee him making it much further than these last few guys. I don't think he's better than Bruno, that's for sure. I think Bruno would tap him out. I think that guillotine would have put Jay Perrin asleep probably. And I don't think that his game plan of fighting guys beats Chris Motino, to be honest with you. I don't think Jay Perrin could hold Chris Motino against the fence. I tried to do it, and I failed to. I had to resort to knocking his head off. So I think that if me and Jay Perrin do meet again, I don't think that I don't think that he can handle me. So I just want to fight the best fights possible, whenever, wherever that is.
Awesome.
If you think back to the Lopez fight, too, that second round was when you had a belly down armbar. That was extremely close. Yeah. I remember thinking that he was going to have to tap.
I rewatched that fight today. That was the first round. I had him in that belly down armbar. And, I could have and should have finished that fight with that armbar. But that fight, him getting through that, and then I watched that whole fight. I mean, I won rounds 1 and 2, hands down. I won the first round, I think 10-8 after watching it today. I really think I won that. And then even if you give him the second and the third, then it's a draw. It's not even a fucking decision. Then it's a draw. So, yeah, that fight was crazy. But had I not failed to armbar him that night, I wouldn't have almost broke Jose Lugo's arm in the next fight. Everything happens for a reason, and me losing to Dan Dubuque and then losing to Johnny Lopez in such close fashion, it just highlighted exactly what I needed to change in order to be successful. And although it hurts a little bit to have those losses on my record, without them, I wouldn't have won the last 3 in the manner that I have. And I don't think that I'd be hungry the way that I am, and I don't think that I would be as motivated. Thankfully, I did lose those fights, and we are here today talking.
Excellent. Johnny, hypothetical question here. Is a Johnny Lopez, I know he's a flyweight, and that's where he is, but you fought him at 130 pounds on late notice, basically, what, a week, or if that?
2 weeks.
Is
10 days,
is this a fight that, I mean, he's number 1 in New England, number 1 on the East Coast. Is this a fight that, if was offered at 130 pounds again at some time, that you would take and you would want back?
Oof.
I mean, I would consider that if he ever. I thought that was a great scrap. I think that he's just such a vet, man, that he's just a great fighter. And I think that was one of the best fights that I've ever had. He brought out, a great Johnny Cupcake. So that would definitely be a fight I'd be open to. 130 was a tough cut, but I did it on like 12 days or 10-day notice. Yeah. So, I mean, I would be willing to give that a shot again. If that were the next biggest fight, then that would be the one to go for. But I'm in it to get the biggest biggest possible fights. And I just feel like out of all the fights the other night on Cage Titans, I was thinking about it, and there were not a lot of great fights. I felt like that night. Not a lot of guys are going out there and challenging themselves against great fighters. I mean, Bruno Diaz and Johnny Cupcakes had the toughest opponents that night by far, and probably the toughest opponents that Cage Titans put on all year, and probably across all promotions. I really just don't think there are guys out there trying to fight the best fights or the hardest fights like I am. And yeah, I mean, Johnny Lopez would be a great fight, but I just want the toughest fights, and I want goddamn respect because that's what I'm going out doing. No one else is doing that.
Hey, Johnny, to talk about the Bruno fight, Brian and I talked a little bit about it before you came on. You know, you being back to Cage Titans after a year, I mean, you fought for them a million times. You are the face. You were their champion. That place was rocking for Bruno. Like at one time, the chairs in there, and I talked to you in the back room about that, if that didn't affect you. Now, I have like a video clip. I ran out there and I was like video clipping. Listen to this, right? Like, they were just...
I think you're on the Bruno side of the stadium.
Get out of here. But, Johnny, I know you... I mean, you're in there, you're
Johnny,
doing...
he's trying to do you dirty.
I'm doing
He's
you dirty.
standing,
I've done everything.
I gotta
stay
on the Bruno
I gotta
side,
stay on
Johnny.
the roll. I've done everyone dirty tonight. So, Johnny... Hey,
I was the one behind the Would You Rather. It was him. It wasn't me.
Johnny, man, what were you? I mean, we talked about it in the back room. Like, did you hear any of that? And did that fire you up more?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it definitely did. I was impressed. I knew that he would bring a lot of folk. I know he trains with a ton of different people. A ton of people train with him. I know that he works with like the Ham High School with some kind of self-defense program with jiu-jitsu. So, I mean, he had a huge crowd, and I just love that though. It makes it feel so much bigger when both guys have huge crowds like that. I mean, everybody has fought the journeymen or the bums of the world, and it's just not cool when they yell my name, everybody goes nuts, and then they yell the other guy's name, and it's just crickets. Like, that's just, it's weird. It's not motivating. It feels pretend. It's like, I don't know. I don't like that, and it happens a lot on the regional and local circuit where it is like, they get in the cage, 10 seconds later, the guy we knew was going to win's hand gets raised. Obviously that doesn't happen every time because Rob Fuller is a fucking machine. Oof. And just comes out throwing bombs. So occasionally that guy wins, but I my opponent has a ton of people. I mean, like I said, I'm fighting all tough guys. I feel like I have fought all the tough guys in the Northeast, and a lot of times those people bring a ton of fans, and I just love it. I feel like my entire career I've been kind of in those fights where it's half the crowd loves me, half the crowd hates me, and that just drives me in some way.
Awesome. Well, you know what? We were supposed to have the combat. Now, I was looking forward to going back to the pre-show and having Johnny back there and take controls.
Well,
take control. Awesome. But that fight, the card is bad. Like, what
control of what?
Now, wait. Of the pre-show, he is the.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, he is the.
He is
host.
the pre-show.
He is the host.
He is the pre-show.
So I was very excited for this to get. I was going to whip out my new suit and stuff like that. So Johnny, we do have the end of the year award. So you and I are going to have to do something.
We're going to have our line of communication up. We're going to have some stuff to go together. We'll have a pre-show type thing.
All right,
going to be included. We're not going to be pre-showing it, but like
I understand. We're going to be doing something.
Well,
so Johnny and I will be together again.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a lot of stuff going on. a mini break
Brian's
out of
doing me
character.
dirty right now.
No, mini break out of
not
character.
be.
So I'm not gonna be dirty right now. But the thing is we are going to put fucking a lot of effort into this year-end show. Because of this disappointment, we want to make it up to any fans who are gonna go, any fighters. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna try a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, you should keep an eye out for the date, and try to get there.
Oh,
or just tune in because it's gonna be on Facebook. So
we'll blow it up.
Well, you'll be able to watch it any which way you want.
Excellent. Well, any last questions or anything you want to say to Johnny before we let him go?
I would just like to say that you didn't even look like you took a single lick right after your fight. So make sure you keep your face tidings that way, and I don't know. I have a good night. I don't know.
My head's tilting like a confused dog right now.
I'm just saying that, like, keep your face.
I got a
nice
question
and,
for Johnny.
Keep your
that
face
sucks.
nice and.
Johnny.
Jeez, dude.
Would you
let me try to explain?
Would you?
My shittiness.
Fuck it. We only have an hour. Johnny, what'd you think of Brian? Brian and his drinking habit.
Oh my god. I was legitimately crying.
Was Brian not shit faced out of his goal?
I was crying for like almost no reason. It was so horrible. It was so embarrassing. Yeah.
I had never seen that form.
Yeah,
before.
that was unbelievable.
Wait,
drunk.
I think I have a clip of this. I might find a clip of this.
Oh god.
I have a clip of this. Yes, I do.
Hopefully it's not me crying.
I gotta find it, but I'll find it before we go. But I do have a clip of Brian. Oh, there it is. You know what I named it?
Yeah,
Brian Bob Seger clip.
oh, no.
So it's just him smiling, but then it's like it's going.
Play it,
There it is, right there. There's Brian drunk as a skunk doing grabbing his nose, and then and then we go right back to him, and then he's got glasses on. A whole different person.
Yeah.
This is literally 30 seconds right here. There's Brian right there. He was like he got nailed. And then here he is again with the glasses. Like we got two different personalities right here. Look, Brian caught on camera drunk, and then we go to Brian right there. There we go. He's all right.
Oh man, that was me and my.
I did you dirty, Brian.
You did. How dare you?
I actually laughed my ass off at that when I first saw it. It's so good.
I had a good time.
Yeah, it was excellent. It was
probably,
good. Hey,
I probably won't be doing that ever again.
That
was my birthday.
Yeah,
it was a special moment.
You deserve that.
I stayed up very late on the day of my actual birthday doing a lot of work.
We had a lot of good factors. We had Peter Warwick back there helping us out with the media. Big shout out to him. So
you know what you're
doing. We're involved in everything. We actually had Jay Perrin did an interview with Aaron Hughes.
Your best friend, Johnny.
So your best friend. We should have him interview Johnny.
Oh no, I would have never allowed that.
No, that would have been doing Johnny dirty right there.
I would have never allowed that.
That would have been fucking.
No,
awesome,
I just mean that would have been a fight in the back room.
Jesus Christ,
and we want to keep that fight in the cage.
Awesome.
We don't want that in the back room.
Beans flowing everywhere back there.
You think you and I would be able to break up a fight between them two?
Fucking never. I can't even
break
a fight.
So why would we do that?
Fuck.
You know,
for views.
We'd get some views.
We would have got fucking views.
We'd have our own promotion. It's called Backroom Interview.
We gotta save that shit for the cage. No, we gotta save that shit for the cage for the paying fans. So, last thing, Johnny.
I'm seriously considering opening a new promotion called Backroom Interview Fighting Championships.
All right, well,
it sounds great.
Next time,
we'll just get fighters to interview other fighters that they hate.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. That's actually awesome.
Right there.
How about the loser? How about the loser fighter? Fucking it. Interviews the guy that beat the shit out of him. I would just do that.
And then you have a chance to ambush them.
All right, Johnny. Last thing, man. The floor is yours. Say your thank yous, and we'll let you get going, man.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you guys.
Not me.
Taking the time, having fun, doing what you guys are doing. Because without the podcast and without you guys doing your thing, then I wouldn't be here doing my thing, talking. So I appreciate you guys giving me a platform. Obviously, Cage Titans. They're how many events? Like almost 50 numbered events now. Now they're spreading out, doing more. They're just the best. I appreciate everything that he's done for me and whatnot. Obviously, my people at South Shore Sport Fighting, I was back in the gym a little bit tonight, being lazy, but I was in there. And we're like cranking on all cylinders right now. It feels like the fight team is really coming back together in a way that it hasn't been for a little while. So I'm really excited to see where that takes us. So, yeah, my people at the UFC gym, too, those are some of my favorite people, both clients and partners, training partners and whatnot. Gives me a place to work, train, and just kind of be myself and learn the ropes. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, man, I just got so many good people in Cupcakes Nation, friends and family who know who they are, people who have supported me since day one, and deal with my lack of presence because I'm always in the gym and freaking working on my craft. So to all my friends who have kind of stuck by me through the years, it really means a lot. So, and my girlfriend, of course, she's the best. She's right here by me on my side, but she's gonna want me there.
She's awesome. Johnny, just to
Martina?
Talk about the camp 1 second. You guys went 4-0. Was it 4-0 Saturday night or 5-0?
Yes, 4-0.
Oh my God! You had one of your fighters make his amateur debut.
Birkenhead,
yeah, great fight with him, and it's great being back there and being able to talk to these kids in their first fight and get their insight. So great things for South Shore. You had a great night. Great things for Johnny Campbell. Johnny, can't wait to see what's next, and can't wait to hang with you at the end of the year awards, bro.
Yes, looking forward to it. Looking forward to do something special.
Definitely, and thanks for coming on tonight, Johnny. And we'll be watching social media in the next couple of days, but it'll probably. I think today was the eruption, and now it'll die down a little bit, unless.
We'll see.
Probably a little. We'll see.
All right, awesome. All right, I gotta go read. All right, Johnny, we'll let you go. Have a great night, and Martina, awesome job, and take care of that guy.
Thank you.
Oh my God, she said, awesome.
Thanks for going my face patting
love you
bit
guys
as
later.
well.
Have a good night.
All right, take care.
You're the only one.
All right, who are you talking to?
I was saying thanks for.
Can I shut this down?
Yeah.
All right, listen.
Fuck it. What's up?
I don't know. All right, we're just about done.
Wrapping.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about before we get going? Do I have other things?
No, I was really looking forward.
Oh, wait a minute. I had memes and shit. Shit just doesn't happen. Wait a minute. All right. Let's take 5 minutes to talk about the Nate Diaz fight. How's that sound to end the show?
I was pretty fucking
drunk. You don't
drunk.
give a fuck.
I mean, we'll talk about it. I'm just saying, I
You're
don't
the
remember
wrong
all of
person
it,
to talk to about it.
I was way too drunk.
Let me get cupcake shit off here. You know what I'm gonna say?
No, I mean, I watched about...
Actually, first I'm gonna put up Masfidel's poster because Masfidel is in new baddest motherfucker champ, which I think is a ridiculous belt.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, what do you think about that?
And you know what? I argue with people saying they say Diaz should have been able to go the last 2 rounds. Dude, he was the same thing in the last 2 rounds was going to happen that happened in the other rounds. Only his eye was going to fall out by then.
Yeah, did people want him to get a detached retina because his whole flesh of eye was about to fall off?
It's fucking...
And the only thing that wasn't detached.
And people were like, well, what about in the Pettis fight? It was the same eye. Well, I don't think it was. He had another cut. But he was winning. He was getting beat down in the... And people are going to be like, he was coming back. Masvidal was slowing up. Why was he slowing up? Because he was picking his shots and he could. He was laughing at Diaz at some point.
Masvidal was picking him apart. He had Diaz had no real success at any point in that fight.
Nothing.
And the comparison to the Pettis fight is that was a competitive fight to an extent.
Exactly.
But it was mainly on the side of Nate Diaz. He was mostly controlling that fight. So to say, they didn't stop him for that fight. Well, he's winning the fight. You're never going to stop a fight just because the guy's eyes are a little bit beat up. You're still going to let him keep going because clearly he's able to fight through that. He's able to still fight. He's still clear-headed. He's still fine.
He didn't even complain after that fight with Masvidal. You would think he would.
No, it makes sense.
He seemed
knows.
All right.
Fucking like a 4 to 6 inch gash up here on his eyebrow. Another 4 inch gash on the below. So
All right.
What the fuck you want the guy to do?
Here's the picture. Listen, my memes went nuts.
Just because they say that they want to die in there doesn't mean that they actually should.
Exactly.
You know?
And the only time other than that Nate has been TKO'd was they had to throw the towel in to stop it.
Which one was that? I don't remember.
Oh, it was against the dude that fought for I can't think of his name. We're going way back, but it was for the UFC.
It was in the UFC?
Yeah, and I can't think of the guy. The guy TKO'd him.
No,
like,
he won
Josh
Thompson?
Thompson. Yes,
okay.
nice.
Josh Thompson, high level wrestler.
Yeah.
Good jiu-jitsu too.
He didn't do.
I'm not surprised.
He didn't do so great after that. Like he was up and down. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
wins and
towards
losses.
the end of his career, I believe, because Josh
But
Thompson's
he
an older
put
guy.
a beating on Diaz, and they had to throw the towel in.
You know what's similar to that? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because I remember that fight, is the Yair Rodriguez versus Frankie Edison fight. Because Diaz was a younger guy, Thompson was an older guy. It's the same scenario.
Yeah.
Frank Edgar beat the piss out of Yair Rodriguez. Same scenario.
Slapped
Frankie's
him
the
around.
older guy. Yair was a super young guy. Absolutely slapped him around. His face was fucked after that.
So where's my I'm looking.
But yeah, I mean that was a fun fight. I thought it was gonna be more competitive, but one of my fears of that fight was that the weight difference was gonna be massive because Nate had fought at 170 twice before when he fought McGregor, but he's not a true 170er, and Masvidal same scenario
consistently,
where he was at Masvidal was at 55 before for a long time.
Yeah,
but he's been at 70. He's
consistent
groomed
and
his
beating
body.
the fuck out of people at that.
You look at his body. Look at Masvidal's body. That's a full professional athlete who's primed to be around that weight. You look at Diaz's body. I mean, he still has he has the vegan kind of diet, so he doesn't have that full cutout look. But he's a guy who you look at as a lower weight guy. You're not gonna look at that guy and be like, that's a professional athlete who should be competing around 170 pounds within the confines of our sport, obviously. But that was my biggest fear of the fight, but that came true pretty much, I believe. But at the same time, it was pretty interesting to see how crisp Masvidal's boxing was.
And everything. Even his he's throwing in kicks in there to keep him away, just mixing it up. And then
Masvidal's good Muay Thai.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
and then he had Nate was on his back and Masvidal he was playing with him like that. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. So I have a picture. My memes went nuts. I was a meme fanatic that fucking weekend. So I just want to throw up the one that got the most views. Well, Anderson, Josh Thompson. Well, so there it is right there. If Diaz had made it through rounds 4 and 5, this meme can't be any more fucking true. There it is right there. It showed up.
Yeah, I saw it. I laughed. I laughed out loud when I saw that.
That thing got 40,000 on the
I don't pay too much attention to social media. That actually
when I look at the levels on your page, it got it had
a lot. 40,000
grand. You know how many my stripper got? The stripper one got 140,000 people.
Ooh.
It flashed by their face. I think that's what it says. You know what I mean?
The thing is about that is if you hit at 40,000 or you hit whatever big number, you multiply that by whatever number. We'll just call it 2 because people are pulling that and then they repost it.
Which I don't get credit for. One guy stole my picture. He got 1,000 fucking likes.
Yeah, if you watermark and put your thing in it, you sometimes do, but they're still taking it put on their account.
Yeah, and no one sees my little website I put on there. They're like,
they'll see it, but
it
doesn't do much.
No, that guy's getting all the fucking.
Yeah,
but I do it too. I'll take someone's meme and it's
it's just the fucking. It used to be a thing when people were like, oh, you can't be taking people's memes. This is art. This is comedy. Well, I don't know about it being art or anything, but it's just the culture of memeing. You're taking people's memes. If you're making a meme, put your fucking name on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
Now, a lot of people's memes I take, I make them better. I put a better fucking thing.
Make it related to us in the local scene. People do that all the time too, which is I think that's cool. That's a good part about memeing too.
But if I ever take someone's meme and just change it up, I never put my logo on it. It ain't my fucking I just change it up.
I know, if I don't know if you pay attention enough to know who these people are, but Fuck Jerry was a big meme account.
No, I know Photoshop Steve and stuff like that, but he's not a meme.
No, he's not a meme guy.
Yeah.
He's a Photoshop guy.
Yeah.
But like, Fuck Jerry was like an account that put out memes and shit. They would do that. They would steal people's memes and then put their logo on it. Like that was how they made a lot of their money. They're a big media company.
You have
now.
to be a like kind of sarcastic, sick, kind of fucking smart motherfucker to make memes, to make them like people think about.
Yeah, you have to be a talentless piece of shit to
Like
steal
me.
people's memes and then just repost them.
That's
Constantly.
me too.
You
it
make
all.
memes.
Yeah, but I steal people's too.
Those guys didn't make a goddamn single meme.
No, it ain't theirs. They stole off someone else.
I'm talking about fat fuck Jerry. I'm not talking about you at all. I'm what? Do not.
Fat fuck Jerry. Fat fuck Jerry.
Fuck Jerry is what I'm saying.
Fuck Jerry. That's his name.
Yeah, they suck. No,
those
dude,
cat
I don't
memes
mean
are
you at
going
all.
crazy.
But
What
yeah,
meme is that?
cat memes.
But
I've never seen some cat memes.
here's my other meme when I am the Zoolander.
Oh
Those
no, I think I
ambassador
do know about the
memes.
cat memes.
What
I've
was the
seen
cat one?
some cat memes around. There's just like some weird memes with cats going around. Like just I don't. It was one with like the 3 boxes where it's like scene, and then it's like just a fucking cat in the
I have a
third
cat.
box.
I'm gonna start taking pictures of my cat.
Yeah, make some cat memes.
So those ambassador memes are so hot right now, and that's totally fucking true right there.
So
that's
hot
my
right
last
now.
one right there. So that's about it, Brian.
So hot.
So we had Mike on. He didn't enjoy your game.
He
Listen,
fucking hates me.
we're gonna tweak this game out in some way. Like, why don't you like? Because some people they have to be willing to play the game for it to work.
Yeah.
So and the topics have to do with someone we know is going to call in, unless we make kind of question that could be just a general someone, and we can have some victim call in. But it's more like we want fighters to answer them, right?
We want anybody.
Yeah, anyone who's willing to take the shot and want
Really anybody.
Want that.
I think the problem is that read the scenario and the situation horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And kind of shot it out there. And,
I didn't get
didn't
that.
really
Like,
work.
I didn't get the terrible vibe as you got. Like,
Oh, horrible.
Really?
Horrible vibe. What do you mean, Steve? Were you not in this room?
well, I thought he was
going
going
to
to be a good.
room.
Well, he was going to be a good.
That was a
sport
horrible
and play.
No,
Or was
that was
like
horrible.
you? Well, see, you guys know each other more than I. Like, was there a tone in there that said, Brian, I'm going to kick you off a cliff kind of
He's
tone?
going to guillotine me and then
There you
throw
go.
me
All right,
into
so
a
you
ditch
knew to
while
shut.
I'm
You
still
shut.
alive.
I mean, you shut it down.
So I mean,
you
this is
worked
my
hard on
last
them questions.
appearance on the Room podcast. I'm gonna be dead tomorrow. Thanks for the good times, boys. It was cool.
My God! All right, last thing I want to say before we go, I'm just gonna flash and talk about them real quick before we go. My sponsor's picture. Oh look, I had to put my handsome devil face up there. So here are all the sponsors, and we're gonna get more in depth of what they're gonna help and what we're gonna help them with do. But I also have a flash thing here that I wanted to play, but I don't have it. So that's better. It's because it's me. It's style by Ken Moy right there. So let me make this bigger right here so people can actually see their Instagram right here. So Bearded States of America. Now, this is a dude that's trying to, make beards kind of mainstream, which it already is, but he thinks it doesn't get as much love as it should, and he wants to spread the beard love. So it's Bearded States of America, and it just happens to correspond with No Shave November. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to shave for November. Thank God there is not a Cage Titans card because, I'd look
If you
like a
shave,
lumberjack.
do we gotta do something?
Now, yes, I lose. If I shave,
You lose the challenge.
I have to do something really bad,
Okay,
like
we'll
bathe
figure
and
that out
pee
later.
or something like you would do with the question. All
Maybe
right?
we'll take something off this.
But
thing.
here's the thing with No Shave November. Can you like trim it, make it neat, or
No.
you can't do shit?
You can't do shit.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing.
But that's
From
not
now on.
But
Anything you've done in the past, we'll disregard.
so right now I can't
Now
touch
you
shit.
can't touch shit. That's the challenge.
Bearded States of America.
He's going all out.
I'm going
for you
all
guys.
out this month, man. I'm not even gonna shave my balls this month.
Whoa!
I'm just gonna let them
Whoa! That's
Just gonna
real
let 'em go.
dedication
It is.
right
it is.
there.
You know what I mean? They get to an itchy
The little
stage at
man's
this point.
beard, you keeping the little
Fuck,
man's beard.
man, so-
That's a real dedication.
Yeah, I'm doing it all. Yeah. Fucking
Your little man
All
needs
right.
some protection.
So the
Cold,
next-
you know.
Next sponsor of this Jump the Board is Fight Corner Collectibles, who does big things with UFC fighters. They have signings, all this other stuff, and then they sell their gear. So that's going to be available. We're going to have their catalog. We're going to have stuff for there. We're going to have all the stuff available that you can see what's going on. You know how I do things, how I edit. I'll make fucking commercials. I don't know. But I have some stuff coming in. Walt Anderson went to one of their shows, and he's sending me a bunch of stuff that was signed by UFC fighters. So when that comes in, we'll share and we'll show and we'll talk more about them, because then we'll know more about them. Then, of course, Smith Anchor Printing that we talked about tonight is going to be making my shirts. A lot of different merchandise that they do with logos and shit like that. And they don't only they're getting into the fight business because we're kind of supporting each other. So I'm going to help them maybe get some business with fighters that need shirts made. I'm going to be getting my shirts made by them. So we're going to be using them to get, sell the shirts. And I'm going to be getting merchandise off them, little thing. Maybe fucking, you know what I mean?
Make some team room.
We are going to do
shirts.
some
Team
fucked
room?
up shit.
That's
man.
pretty fun. That's
We
pretty
can
fun.
think
Team
out of the
room?
box.
That's
I mean,
fucking
it's
funny.
endless possibilities here. So,
Makes no
again,
sense.
my two biggest guys right here who have been with me since the beginning, we have 24/7 Inked Mag, online magazine, which I do have an article on in the June issue, I believe. And also a Zara magazine that is, from the same people that make 24/7 Inked. Only 24/7 Inked, of course, is mainly based on tattoos. Artists in tattooing that have tattoos. They do music producers, famous singers. They have in their on their monthly magazine, or I think it comes out every couple of months. Online magazine. So it's one of the leading tattoo magazines online. So check them out. 24/7 Inked Mag, and then Azara magazine, which Steve Azara was a famous photographer. Still is. Used to do photography for old bands. Travel around for Zeppelin, Deep Purple, all these old bands. He used to go and do pictures of. One of his photos is actually used as a Rod Stewart photo album cover.
Really?
I don't know what album cover it is, but one of his album covers was used for Rod Stewart's album. And so that's Steve Azara, who made this magazine because he missed music, he missed culture, and he wanted to really advertise about it. So now Azara magazine does music, does culture, and all interesting kind of variety magazine that they got going on. And then, as always, Walt, 21 Primetime 37 on Instagram. That is my boy. Walt is my boy. That's the one that's backed me since the beginning here. Met him at a CES event. He was doing their logos. And then he became kind of a great friend, and he helps the podcast out tremendously and gets my name out there tremendously. So with that said, that is the sponsors. I just wanted to give them a shout out. We won't be like every week talking about them in depth, but we will be giving offers, and we will be giving discount stuff on stuff they have to offer. And remember, Smith Anchor Printing is going to be very crucial in this podcast. I'm going to try to get them some business with the fighters. And the way they'll get business is seeing what they give to me and seeing the quality of the shirts and stuff that I will be getting off them. So with that said, Brian, the floor is yours for the last couple of minutes before we get the fuck out of here. So.
Yeah, well, great show, other than a potential hit being put out on me by Michael Colbert. Just to get people still interested in our Would You Rather segment, these are going to be the little... I'm going to give you a little preview of our big-ass prize bin contents. One of the prizes you could win is a 300-piece puzzle of a Bob Ross painting.
Oh, my son went
Bob
went out
Ross.
as Halloween as him. He would love that.
Bob Ross, yeah. Another one we got is a package of 2 hand sanitizers, one partially used. Let's see what else we got here. And then our final preview item, we got 150 Wonder Woman stickers.
I want that.
I mean, who wouldn't want this?
I'm gonna put it right on the door.
It's a great gift for anybody, your aunt, your grandma, your nephew, anybody out there who loves women and wonder.
So, this is all. Is this unisex kind of prizes here?
I mean,
so
this is totally unisex.
Hand sanitizer.
I mean,
Dude.
hand sanitizer. I hope it's unisex.
I'm gonna pick up some stuff too.
Yeah, I just went to the dollar store.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
We're sponsored by a dollar store.
I'm gonna go to Job Lot.
Big ass prize bin.
What is that?
I'm gonna give you another review.
Rock'em Sock'em fucking knuckle
fingers.
fighters.
Rock'em Sock'em fingers.
Oh my
that's
God,
a
Brian!
One, that's a big one right there. So I mean, maybe this will incentivize people not to be offended and want to kill me after doing these the questions. Maybe that will make them stick through at least 3. So, who knows?
Well, with that said, let me just add a little shout outs to Marty Navis.
Oh, Marty.
Who gave me one of his shirts signed by Marty Navis. Signed.
Nice.
Lozon fighter Marty Navis. There's his.
Really cool
let me
shirt.
get his sponsors up there. Give him some love. Wow. So that is Marty Navis. Gave me a shirt signed. One of our up and coming beasts who could be in the UFC next year. A Lozon fighter right there. So I'm not done yet. So I love this shit. You want to send me? This is going on the wall. They're all going on the wall, Brian.
This is our clean.
Yeah, that's coming down.
Wall,
that's coming down. That's going to be the. Once we get this game rolling, that is going to be a prize.
Yeah.
And we will show you on camera the Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
All right. So next
Wall of Fame
shirt.
cam.
Got this today. Scary Carrie Kennison, who fought
She fought in Invicta.
for Invicta Friday night. Fight of the night she came away with. Broke her hand in the second round and still got fight of the night.
Wow.
Scary Carrie sent me the shirt signed by Carrie from Team Link. Hooks it. So she just had an operation, I think, a couple of days ago on her hand. She's doing well. So we'll see her back at Invicta fight of the night. She'll be getting another big fight coming very soon. So thank you, Carrie. So these will be going up on the wall. And I do have, like I said, I have Brian Ortega back there. I got that from Walt. And I have some other memorabilia coming in from my new sponsor. That is going to go up on the wall. So, Brian, this is becoming an expensive room, is it not?
This is a very valuable room. Hopefully you don't give out the address to the wrong unsavory characters. We don't want them stealing on a match.
Well, this is very heavily armed in here.
Oh,
There's
we got
dogs.
this.
There was you forgot about the Nerf fucking blow
I was going to
dot
save it for
thing.
later, but then you set me up totally.
Jesus
We got
Christ.
defense. We got these poison Nerf darts that have poison laced in the plastic. I believe it says somewhere on this packaging.
Laced with
Laced
cannabis oil?
lethal poison. It will get you high and then kill you.
It never happened.
As I put up the guy who says fake news, it never happened. All right, we're out of here.
Yeah.
So,
Great
with
time.
that said, yes. Let me get. What do I need here? How do I get? Oh, that's how you do it. All right, we're out of here. Tune in next Wednesday. We don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Hopefully someone will win this hand
Well, here's the thing.
sanitizer
Neff
before
is
I
this
use it.
weekend. Neff is this weekend. Maybe we'll get someone in because there's a couple of belts. Cam Arnold's defending his belt there. Maybe we'll get one of those guys on next week.
I don't
or
feel
something.
comfortable doing Would You Rather with Cam Arnold.
That's up to you.
He's a bad man.
How about you do it with me?
We'll figure it out, but he's a bad. I was just saying. I just was making a little joke of saying he's a bad man.
Yeah, but he's a good egg. He might like.
Oh,
playing
he's
it.
cool. He's a cool
He might
dude.
love playing it. He's dirty as fuck.
He might.
That
Yeah, I
kid.
know he might.
He's
But I'm
dirty
just
as
saying.
fuck.
I was just making a joke. He's a powerful dude. Powerful dude. But yeah, he's a cool dude. He might like doing that.
He'll play if I warn him a little bit.
We'll figure it out.
Well, we'll see.
We'll figure it out.
All right. With that said, thanks for tuning in.
Like
Again,
springing it on people.
again,
though,
follow us on Facebook. Ambassador of the Fighters. What else do I got? The Room Podcast. Follow us on Instagram. Same thing. The Room Podcast, Ambassador of the Fighters. Follow me on YouTube where you see all the interviews that have been done recently. They're all on Cage Titans page, right? Thank you so much for posting that. I really appreciate being
that was
part.
Carrie from Indiana.
You fucking motherfucker, man. You got me. I'm gullible as fuck, too. I'm like, how the fuck is the lady Carrie from Indiana doing this shit? Fucking asshole. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be the kind of post-fight
Who else
interview,
would?
dude.
I mean, I couldn't imagine anyone better.
Thank you, Brian.
Of course, dude. Of course.
It's
Much better
works
than
out
my
every
ugly
show.
face.
We got more people coming in. It breaks it up. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's a good time.
So with
Only
that
thing
said,
is-
what?
just make it more fluid so we can you can watch more fights.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it was very good last time.
Yeah, because we have eyes. Now we have, I had Peter in there, so he was like watching the fight while I was there.
I think that was a very good thing, but we should talk about it off air.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get it even more working in
Next week
a
or
flow.
whatever.
All right, so with that said, we out of here. So.